So do you remember seeing the Chilean miners when they emerged from their hole? How many people remember seeing the miners? Did you see that they were wearing Oakley sunglasses? How cool is that? Oakley sunglasses. So some smart marketing person at Oakley knew that they came out of the hole, their eyes were going to be affected by the bright sunshine, and decided that they wanted to give free pairs of sunglasses. They donated 33 pairs of sunglasses to the miners. They're worth $180 per piece. Over 1 billion people saw these images on radio and on television and in newspapers and in magazines. 100,000 plus Google references of it. It was then used as fodder for Oakley on their Twitter feed, on their Facebook page, by the way, over 400,000 fans on their Facebook page. And somebody calculated the benefit of this to be worth $41 million. $41 million benefit for donating a couple of sunglasses to the miners. The idea of how we can generate attention today is changing. It's changing, and I'm going to explain over the next hour or so that we're together how this worked and how you can apply it to your business. The idea of attention. The idea of attention is changing. So you might be thinking to yourself, well, I run a store, I'm not Oakley, I don't have these sunglasses I can give away. But I want to share another story to show that you can do this too. And this is a story of Dr. Helene Smith. Dr. Smith is a dentist in Boston, near where I live. And she used to compete with other dentists in Boston the same way that people have competing for decades. She spent money on Yellow Page ads. Dr. Smith spent $2,000 per month on her Yellow Page ads. This is the Boston Yellow Pages for dentists, just the letters A through D. So can you imagine trying to compete this way? Dr. Smith said, there's got to be a better way. So she says, I'm going to get online. I'm going to get online and make it happen there. One thing she did, which is just awesome, she created an ebook. The ebook is called Healthy Mouth, Healthy Sex. And it's the relationship of your oral health with your sex life. Now, that's an interesting thing for the dentist, right? And she put it out online. By the way, the American Dental Association hated this. What do you mean? Sex and dentistry, oh my God. And she's like, whoa, we can do that. That's going to work. You can see this ebook, which is simply a PDF document. It's just a PDF, nothing special. It's not a Kindle or anything like that. It's well designed. You can see its landscape orientation, meaning that it fits beautifully onto a computer screen. She used a Creative Commons license, which means it's free for people to share and put onto their sites so that it gets shared. It's got really valuable information like this. Smoking pot heightens sexual pleasure, but it does a real number on your gums. Not that I would know about that. I'm just reading what it says on Dr. Smith's ebook. Think about the American Dental Association. This dentist is talking about smoking pot. What's going on here? She's got a blog. She's got a YouTube channel and a Twitter feed. Dr. Smith is making it happen with these things. And she's writing bylined articles. The media talks about her. The media, here's a TV station, here's Forbes magazine talking about Dr. Smith. As a result of doing this, Dr. Smith, among all the dentists in Boston, at least the time I took this screenshot, is on the top of the search engine results. So when somebody goes to the search engines and says, geez, I need to find a dentist, she pops up. When somebody asks a friend or a colleague or a family member for a referral, what happens? Oh, check out this ebook my dentist wrote. It's really good. And this helps to get her attention. So imagine that in your business, doing something like this, creating interesting and valuable information that people want to share. So I was talking to Dr. Smith recently, and she said, David, you'll never guess what happened. And I'm like, what happened, Dr. Smith? She goes, they're filming this movie in Boston. And as they were filming, I don't know why, but somebody called me from the movie studio, and there's a producer and said, one of the actors chipped a tooth and they needed emergency procedure. Could they come in? I said, sure, and Ben Affleck walked in. And so she asked Ben, how did you find out about me? And Ben says, well, we just went to Google and we found you and liked what we saw. So that's the idea. So here's the punchline of this story, the best part of this story. Prior to doing this and investing in Yellow Page ads, $2,000 per month on Yellow Page ads, Dr. Smith's business, her practice, was worth $150,000 in annual revenue. Now her business is worth over $1 million in annual revenue. This is just over about a 3-year period, and she stopped spending money on Yellow Page ads. You can achieve the same success. I'm absolutely convinced of it. I've seen it in so many different industries. You can achieve exactly the same thing if you think differently about what attention is and how to generate attention for your business. What I see again and again and again from people that I talk to all over the world about these ideas is the biggest barrier is fear. The biggest barrier to doing this is the fear. Oh, we've always done it this way. Oh, we're a music retailer. We can't do that. The fear that comes out, it's crazy. But to quote Yoda, you've got to unlearn what you've learned. If you unlearn what marketing is and what communications is and what PR is, you can be as successful as Dr. Smith. So let's talk for a moment about this idea of real time, this idea of instant, this idea of now. My first job was on a bond trading desk. I was on a bond trading desk at Dean Witter in New York City. I actually worked in the World Trade Center at this point in my career. This is what a bond trading desk, a modern bond trading desk looks like, kind of like the desk I worked on, although the technology was a little bit older. And the idea of a bond trading desk is instant. It's right now. It's what's happening at this precise moment. And they rely on technology to keep them up to date. You can't possibly trade on a bond trading desk or in the financial markets today unless you have instant and real-time information. This is precisely what's happening in your business. Why? Because people are on Twitter in real time. They're on news sites and blogs in real time. If something happens right now, you can find out about it instantly. If some famous musician is out walking the floor and giving out some cool things, you can find out about it on Twitter instantly. By the way, for those of you who are on Twitter, I've got my Twitter ID on every single slide. I'm DM Scott, so feel free to tweet and do whatever you like to do. Today, you can find out instantly, and that's what you need to think about in your business. How can I engage instantly with my market? The problem that I see happening, if we could have a little bit of house lights now, that would be awesome. The problem that I see happening is that so many businesses are focused on a long-term planning mode. They plan based on data that they collect from 2 years ago, and data that they collect from last year, and data that they pull together from what happened 6 months ago and what happened last quarter and last week. And then what they do is they plan for what they're going to do on their marketing campaigns. By the way, note the war metaphor. And they're going to do, here's what we're going to do next week and next month. And we've got a new marketing initiative we're planning for next quarter or the second quarter of 2012. And that's all fine. I've got nothing wrong with long-term planning. I do long-term planning myself. But the problem is that so many organizations spend too much time on this long-term planning. Thank you for the lights. And instead, they forget about right now, about this instant, about right this second, and what's going on right this second. They forget because they're so focused on what they're going to be doing next year and next quarter. The idea of real time can be the difference in your business. The idea of engaging with your marketplace today, right now, this instant, can be the difference. What's happening on Twitter and blogs and Facebook and all of these other places. When something happens in the marketplace, in your town, in the place that you sell into, you've got an opportunity right now. And if you wait, you're going to lose that opportunity. Today, speed and agility is a decisive competitive advantage. In the old days, it was about how big is your wallet. If I could spend a whole lot of money, I could get more attention. Not anymore. Now speed and agility is a decisive competitive advantage. And the little guy, the little retailer, the little musician who doesn't have as many followers can be the one that can succeed against the ones that have the massive budgets. And I see it again and again and again.